Okay, so we've been talking about lesson 2.5, number stories, change to more and change to less. This time we're going to talk about change to less. And change to less means subtraction. So, we're going to read this. Omar had $53 in his piggy bank. He used $16 to take his sister to the movies and buy treats. How much money is left in his piggy bank? If we see how much is left, well, we know that that's subtraction because something got taken away. And in this case, we're going to do our number model first, just like we did with the addition one, because that's going to help us see what our actual problem is. So the problem is, he has $53. Now Omar, he's such a nice guy. He took his sister to the movies and bought her treats. But he spent $16 doing that. Okay? So the problem is going to be 53 minus 16 equals. So I don't know what 53 minus 16 equals right off the top of my head. So I'm just going to write it out right over here. This is how I choose to solve it. There are a lot of ways you can do it. Let's say 53 minus 16. And I know that I can't do 6. I know that I can't take 6 away from 3, because then I would have a negative number. So I'm going to borrow 10 here, and I've got 4, which is really 40, and I'm going to add that 10 over there. So now I've got 13 minus 6, and that's going to equal 7. And then I've got 4 minus 1, and that's going to equal 3. So I know that my answer is 37. So I'm going to write that in here, 37. Alright, now we need to kind of figure out where to put these numbers in the other boxes. So, answer the question, well, I know it's 37. But just like in the other problem, in the addition one, I need to know 37 what? Well, 37 piggy banks? No. 37 movies? No. It's $37. Okay, because he had $53 and he used 16 of them. So, $37, or the other way I could write that is $37. So I filled all that in here. Now, the reason that we don't have a unit box here is because it's still up here. The units for all the problems on this page are in dollars. Okay? So that's why we aren't writing it again over here. Now what we're going to do is we have to fill in these boxes now. What we started with, the number that we changed by, and then the ending number. So again, I'm just going to take my number model. I'm going to say, oh, I started with 53. I changed it by 16. Okay, and I ended, right here, my answer, I ended with 37. So, and if it helps you, if you want to put a little subtraction sign there to remind you were subtracting, you could do that. And the same with the addition one. If you wanted to put a little plus sign there to remember that you were adding, you could do that. Now this asks me, how do you know your answer makes sense? So I have to think about it. Well, I know that I was subtracting, so I would say I got a smaller number than when I started. So I know it makes sense that way because I was subtracting when I started. Also, I might check this with addition. Just like we checked our addition problems with subtraction, I might check my subtraction problems with addition. So I'd add my answer. Now, you might want to really pay attention to this because this is a great way to check, especially if you're good at addition. You can add your answer plus the change, plus 16, and check it. And 7 plus 6 I know is 13. Carry the 1, and I have 4, 5, 53. Yep, that gives me my start number, my first number right over here. So I can also say I checked with addition. Okay, and write that there. Now some of you might do another way of subtracting. Some of you might say, I know that 50 minus 10, I know 50 minus 10 equals 40. Okay, you know that 50 minus 10 equals 40. You can't do 3 minus 6. So you could say 50 minus 10 equals 40. I can borrow 10 so that you have 30. And then you have, to make 30. And then you could add it to the 10 over here and make it 13. And then, so say 10 plus 3 equals 13. Alright? And then 13 minus 6 equals 7. And that's a really confusing way I just showed you, but some of you might follow that. 13 minus 6 equals 7. And then you would say 30 plus 7 equals 37. So if your brain is thinking that way, then that's a great way to do it too. There's lots of different ways we can do it and we can check it. So you just need to show me what you did here. Talk about what you did. And that is lesson 2.5, number stories, change to more and change to less.